podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I don't want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record with you.
My job, I know my job, I know my situation. I want to fight.
Production.
But it's going to be very difficult for both of us.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another spontaneous edition of the Boxing Voice. Today, we're breaking a little news to our listeners, our loyal fans, everybody that's part of the TBV Army. TBV is going to be doing some more road work as we don't just sit around, a couple of fat guys on the couch with, Cheetos on our chest talking about boxing. We actually go to the camps. We actually hit these, gyms and spend some time out there with the fighters. And today, we're going to be discussing Guillermo Rigondeaux because that's where we're going to be heading. We're going to head down to Miami to his camp. And first and foremost, I want to send a big thank you to Team Rigondeaux, to Pedro Diaz, the former trainer of Miguel Cotto. I just want to say thank you for opening the arms, opening the doors to the Boxing Voice. So this is what we're going to be talking about because we're looking to get your guys' suggestions and opinions and ideas on which way to go about this trip in terms of what questions to ask, what specific content you want. If this is something you're interested in, something you want to talk about, well, then this is the place to stick around. If, you're going to be traveling and you want to just call in, well, you can do so at 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. International callers, obviously, you can add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. That's NESTORGIBBS. We're going to head on out to the Golden State. We're going to get a quick word, obviously, from my co-host, and he's going to be taking a trip out with me. So let's go to Golden State. Matt.
ThaBoxingvoice Production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rock into a knockout. Now, when the main thing is, I just help the guy. I wish.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yes, the Hipsters here. Haters beware. And Guillermo Rigondeaux camp life. I cannot wait. Plus, I love Miami. I love Florida. Always a great time. And this show is basically about how can you be a part of this experience? How can you, the fan, TBV family, the listener, be a part of this? It's easy. Call in, give us a question, give us a topic, or you can comment below a question or topic, and we're going to ask that to Guillermo Rigondeaux. And it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be, I think, an interesting experience because Guillermo Rigondeaux is very outspoken. Especially if you understand Spanish, he is a very outspoken person. And having two panelists on the show who are going to be down there in UNES and Doomsday, both speaking Spanish fluently, it's going to be a fun time. And we're going to get the raw, uncut version of Guillermo Rigondeaux. We're going to ask him all the tough questions that you, the fans, want to be asked.
Big shout out to all our Patreons and super chatters. You guys made this possible. As you heard, Matt, he loves Miami. He's happy to be coming down. And it's a big thank you to you guys for helping him get down there and making sure that the Boxing Voice does a good job. Now, Matt, I wanted to take it back to you because obviously you've made, a couple of, mentions about the fact that you're English speaking, he's Spanish speaking, and you feel out of place, so to say. So, walk me through that.
I just don't know how I'm going to operate and how I'm going to maneuver in there. Just because my last, 3 experiences in camp life editions with Keith Thurman, Earl Spence, Deontay Wilder, those are all English-speaking and very outspoken people, I would say. So I'm going to an outspoken Spanish person, so just different. There's going to be a third party involved in these questions. I'm worried about the organic nature of it. But again, having Doomsday there, having you there, I don't think it's going to be as much of an issue as maybe I want to say, especially having Doomsday there. Doomsday Spanish is much better than, let's say, yours, just being honest.
No, I would recommend him to be a translator over myself. I feel like it's gonna be interesting. I guess I can see that you feel like you're at a disadvantage because you would have to, I guess, receive their organic answers via, third party. I can get that. I can get that. But then again, they say that two minds are better than one, and having a third one is always better. There could be things that we forget and topics, that we don't mention had you not been there. I mean, you're the political guy, right? So we got to get
I'm the political guy.
Yeah, we got to get all angles over there, man. I mean, that's what it's all about. TBV from all angles. So
absolutely,
shout out to Sweet Science Rigo. Says, welcome to the camp, guys. See you there. So hopefully we do see you there. Shout out to Andre Diakonu, road trip, #alumni love, because he definitely made sure that happened for not only Matt, but for us. I mean, it's a big fight, and I want to talk to him and kind of get his thoughts on what #not afraid means. He uses it a lot, and I think that it has multiple meanings as well. I seen a tweet a couple of days ago, I don't know, him screenshotting a Kligus tweet about Kligus saying that Lomachenko was sparring with Shakur Stevens, and Rigo, screenshotted it, and he's like, that's good, up and coming guy, getting that experience with Loma. But when I step into December 9th, I'm not looking for experience. I'm looking to, I don't know, maybe shock the world. I paraphrased it all. But I just went through his, IG, and there's definitely a lot that he wants to get off his chest, man. If we could just tap into that, I'm going to be very happy.
And let's be honest, most of, let's say, the big YouTube outlets, I would say, even the big just media outlets, like, they really don't put a shine on Rigo. Like, they don't go down there with a microscope and a full, camera crew, really, and go there for a week and really get the ins and outs of everything. Like, we haven't seen that from Rigo yet, I would say. Not from the big ones. And I would say we're one of the big ones, especially on YouTube level. Like, we're one of the big YouTube channels in terms of boxing. So, we don't see, Ego, Dante, etc. go down there and do that. I think we're going to do that, and we're going to put a shine on it that a lot of people, maybe non-Spanish speakers, haven't really seen. Because we do know that Rigo has a huge fan base in the Spanish-speaking market.
He does. Which brings me to, how do we title it? Right? Do we want him to cross over and keep it titled in English? Like, for instance, this one, if we would have said probably the same thing in English and Spanish, we would have more people here. Because he does do good numbers, and I'm assuming it's with the Spanish-speaking boxing community.
Absolutely. It's all about just getting it out of him, getting that information out. And I don't know, how we should title it, if we should translate all these videos, because that's a lot of work.
Hopefully Alex knows how to caption, right? Captions would also be a great idea to help with his exposure. I'm interested just to see how that camp works. I never been in a Cuban camp, I don't think. And they seem old school.
I don't know if we want to drop it yet, but we might go to another camp as well.
No, that's totally all surprise. And I'm working on some other things as well. I've been working on some other surprises. But we like to keep that like that, surprise. If anything, we give our patrons a clue on some private live streams that we'll do from down there. But yeah, hopefully this trip rounds up for big things. Shout out to Jay in Orlando, which we might be checking out. Shout out to Igloo, Fort Lauderdale, which we might be checking out.
Dennis Martinez.
Dennis, that's right. We might be meeting up with Dennis as well. Shout out to Majid if you're out there, everybody's scattered out, and it's so big, Florida. Orlando is like 6 hours away, or 4 hours at the very least. So.
And Tampa is probably the same distance.
Should we bring a scale and shit, or you think they'll have a scale? I think a Rigo weigh-in video would do crazy.
I assume a boxing gym has a scale somewhere.
Get him on that scale. You know what I mean? Think people want to see that for sure. I wonder if we're gonna get to see that those weird trainings, you know what I mean? Rolling on the floor and shit. You seen Kovalev starting to do it now. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah, a lot of people do, I would say, like weird like movement exercises. Like it's basically like another way to stretch.
I don't know, man. I think Conor started that trend, to be honest with you.
He might have.
Yo, I seen Rigo doing flips, and then I seen this Ukrainian dude on the Jacobs undercard, doing flips in his media workout. And now big ass Sergey Kovalev, I'm like, oh shit. Everybody's taking it up, bro. First it was yoga and Pilates, and now boxers are doing gymnastics?
Yeah, basic gymnastics. Because like gymnasts are known as being like some of the best athletes in the world in terms of like muscle and endurance.
No, I'm sure, because gymnasts deal with all calisthenics, bro. Like those rings and shit must be serious. But yeah, man, I'm excited to be in that camp. And he's a southpaw, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So we've been in there with Earl, Romero, a couple southpaws. Okay. And Tyrone Sponge is gonna be there. I spoke to Pedro. He's gonna be there. And they got some other guys down there. I'm not quite sure who, but a couple guys are down there. I was actually trying to get in touch with I can't even remember his name. I just know his ring name because his real name is so difficult. Hot Rod. And it's something like Calogio or some shit like that. Razjak Calogio or some shit.
A badass. Arguably beat Marcus Brown.
Yeah. And I was trying to get in touch with him because he's from the Florida area. But dude, he's been out for like 2 years, all year. He had no fights in 2017, bro. And I stalked his IG, and he's having a baby. October 28th or something like that. He put that he's having a baby. So I'm like, He looks in shape though from the IG.
Maybe Payano's there in the Rigo camp.
I'm pretty sure because of Jay, right? Like Payano signed with Luis Ortiz's manager.
Exactly.
And he's always in there.
Can we see Luis Ortiz? Does he train Miami?
I don't know, but I've heard of other people going to, spar with Rigo. Like I remember, I think it was Teofimo Lopez might have sparred with him. And so it'd be interesting to see who's there. Hopefully we get lucky and there is.
That's another interesting thing. I'm really curious about a sparring partner, especially seeing I never got to see Earl Spence spar. I got to see who Keith Thurman sparred. I got to see who Deontay Wilder sparred. And those were very different types of sparring partners. I would say levels of sparring partners.
I think that Thurman and Wilder sparring partners were around the same level. Like one
sparring partners were more well known. I would say that.
Well, for your camp, but Eric Molina was in one of the camps. Duapai was in one of the camps. So
yeah, I'm talking about the camps I've only seen. That's all I'm talking about. Not overall every camp. I'm only talking about my camp specifically.
Well, listen, guys, we definitely want you to drop us some comments in here. Let us know your questions. We want to get those answered. Any specifics, whether that is, what is he going to do after this fight? Whether it's about the WBA, giving him like 3 days after winning this fight or losing this fight, he gets stripped. So, but there's tons of other stuff that we could ask. So definitely we're looking forward to your guys' help. We're going to be out in Miami from Monday to Thursday. And we get back late Thursday night. So hopefully we get all the content for you guys that you wish for. And we answer all your questions. Matt, I think we can wrap this one up and get ready for the flagship later on at 7 o'clock.
Yes,
Got
obviously
a couple of reviews too for that 7 o'clock show. We got to read a couple of reviews. We got some reviews over the weekend. So I just want to thank everyone that continues to drop us the 5-star review on iTunes, making us #1 in the world at Boxing Podcast. We truly appreciate it, and it helps with the visibility of the show. If you're watching this in the future, present, peasant, or past, I said peasant there, but not peasant. This is not Deontay Wilder talking to Dylan White, all right? Future, present, or past, hit that thumbs up button because it also helps with the visibility of the show, and it's a way for you to support and endorse this show, absolutely free. But I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NesGTO, and you can catch my boy Matt.
Catch me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt Hunter TBV on Instagram, and my MMA podcast, Mixed Combat Radios on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, etc. And remember, we're going to be back for a regularly scheduled show at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. Daniel Jacobs, Lewis Aries review, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder negotiations, tons of topics to get into, tons of fights as well this last weekend. So let's delve into it. And plus, remember, if you listen to the playback, if you're on iTunes and you're listening to the podcast, go to YouTube right now, type in a comment, type in a question for Rigo. We want all of your questions and all of your topics to ask him because you guys are the ones that should be addressing these fighters. You fans, you guys have some of the best questions of the sport. So ask us. We'll be your filter. We're going to be the mic to you guys. You guys are the voice of the people. And we're the voice of the people, and you guys are the people. So let's do it. Let's ask Rigo all of your hard questions. Peace. See you back at 7.
That's right. Peace out.